All right, let's switch gears a little bit here. Staying with Hackney, and Brad Paradis brings this up, and this was something that certainly super key for what Hack did at Bass Fest, and very interesting to me. Hold on, let me grab that comment back. Hack talks about the speed of the jig's fall playing a key role on Texoma. Other than trial and error, is there a general rule of thumb on when to focus on a fast sinking presentation compared to a slower falling one?
Good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a great question.
I got Hackney's number, Brad. I'm going to forward you that, and let me know if he answers.
Hey, a lot of fishing is trial and error, bottom line, right? You know, it's what it's about. It's part of the fun of our sport. But I will give you some, here's a strategy that I talk about. I look for it. I look for that fast fall bite. I give it an opportunity to happen because I know when it happens, you win.
Yes.
Right? So
that's the way to get bit.
Right. So you're looking for it. And I know Greg's looking for it too. There's a lot of guys that fish that way. I won Cayuga fishing that super fast fall. I've won other tournaments on the Connecticut River fishing the super fast fall.
Yep.
It's a thing that I look for, but the piece of advice that I can share, and it's really in the times that I've found that bite, and it's almost always in the heat of the summer. And now he won it on Texoma, but down there, you know, it's got to be post-spawn. It's got to be more of a summertime type situation. But that seems to be when it always works for me. When the water's at its peak, when it's super hot, when they're well past the spawn. And I'll give you an example. The Connecticut River example is the best example I've ever seen on that fast fall. It was so amazing. Anybody that's ever fished Connecticut River, it's a tough river system. It's tricky. It's crystal clear. You can see 5 to 10 feet to the bottom. Well, when you have water of that clarity, most oftentimes my first inclination is, man, I got to start thinking about light line and finesse fishing. So as I'm meandering up a run-in creek in the dead of the summer, I'm moving up this creek, throwing a shaky head or a weightless bait, and as I pull up to the wood that's laying into the water, and I fish it and I move past it, but when my boat moves past it, Bri, boom, 2 and 3 pounders swim away. And I was frustrated, you know, because I had just fished it with the most finesse presentation that I could come up with.
Yeah.
And I'm fishing that tree, and then when I go to the tree, the fish were there, didn't catch them.
Right.
So I fished to the back of this creek, finesse oriented. I turned my boat around, and this is what I do often. It's like you either got to beg them or you got to trick them. So I got to the back of that creek. I just finesse fished. I just tried begging them. Didn't work. Now I'm going to trick them. And what I did was I tied on a 1-ounce jig, and in water that was 1 to 3 feet deep,